Chocolate will get more expensive. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee because we have a significant development in cost of living. Chocolate is going to get more expensive. Now, I know we've already struggled through 7-Eleven coffees going up from $1 to $2, but chocolate getting more expensive, particularly speaking as a man who has a pregnant wife, that means this baby's going to cost a lot more. Oh, boy. Yes, well, we certainly have a weakness for chocolate in my family, myself included. One of the reasons to try and get on a healthier diet, but who doesn't like a chocolate every now and then? Another thing that's going to get more expensive. Let's hope they don't introduce a sugar tax, for your own good. It's coming, though. It will. It's inevitable. That's where Australia's heading. We're just becoming a nanny state with a country attached to us. Chocolate prices to rise and another cost of living blow, written by Eliza Bavin on Yahoo. In a fresh cost of living blow to Aussies, the cost of chocolate is about to skyrocket, despite prices already rising around 21% this year. It's going to go up even more. I know when I go to the 7-Eleven, one advantage to having a large family is when I go and buy a family block of chocolate, which is smaller than they used to be. We've seen shrinkflation, but I have to divide it up between the 6 kids and Rachel and myself. So we'll be lucky if you get 4 blocks, which is probably a really good thing. It's limiting our consumption of this unhealthy treat. But, I remember when I was a student working in an architectural practice, and I was sitting at the desk, and I had bought a jar of Nutella to eat for dessert at lunch. And I was sitting there eating Nutella out of the jar, as you do when you're 20. You can. And one of the receptionists or admin girls walked by and goes, "How the hell can you do that? I'm so bloody. If I were to eat that, I'd explode." Well, it caught up to me now, eh? The price of cocoa, the main ingredient in chocolate. I've actually made my own chocolate before. That was like from the powder, the cocoa fat. That was an adventure. Is trading at its highest level according to the International Cocoa Organization market report. Prices are being pushed higher by a mixture of high demand for the sweet treat and bad weather affecting crops in West Africa. Prices will rise even further. There's also been growing concern over an El Nino climate phenomenon potentially developing later in the year that's set to bring more bad weather and affect cocoa production further. There are fears the knock-on effects will start to flow through to consumers throughout this year, so get your chocolate fix early, is that what they're saying? With prices of other ingredients, like sugar rising, and inflation causing price increases in other areas of the supply chain, confectionery companies are likely to face hurdles in their operation, and passing the cost of production increases to consumers cannot be ruled out, the ICO report said. 100% it will happen. It's already happening. We're already seeing shrinkflation, where the sizes of products are getting smaller. Your money isn't going further. You've got less purchasing power, and the things that you can purchase are smaller too. So awesome, isn't it? Here's the projected prices in 2018. So from, what are we now? We're 23. 1531. There you go. So time to invest in chocolate production, eh, lads? What do you reckon? I remember I went to the Cadbury factory in Tasmania when I was a student we went down for a university conference, and we just wagged the day and went through the factory. I remember I came back with bags of I bought a 5-kilo bag of rejected cherry ripes, and we were eating those non-stop in my share house. Oh, we got sick of it. But the interesting thing was, Cadbury picked Hobart for its cheap energy, its climate, and its access to dairy for their facility. And I think they've closed it down. I think we've even talked about it here on a video, but it shows you what's affecting manufacturing here in Australia. It's kind of sad. So, cost of food worrying Aussies. The average Aussie household spends $185 a week on groceries. according to Finder's Consumer Sentiment Tracker, up $37 a week compared to 12 months ago. This is a total cost increase of $1,924 per year. While only around 20% of households nominated groceries as their cause of financial stress a few years ago, that figure has risen steadily throughout the years. By March 2023, it's increased to 43%, nudging ahead of the 42% of Australians citing housing costs as their most stressful expense. So wait a minute, am I reading this right? 43% of households are financially stressed by their grocery bill. Yesterday, we saw that 30% of households are depending on their credit card to get through. That's what we're seeing. I bet you that's being used to buy food. If you jump to some assumptions between these two data points, I would not be shocked if people are maintaining their eating habits and are using credit cards to bridge spending gaps. This increase in grocery prices, along with housing costs, has significantly impacted Australians' financial security. The average Australian now believes their savings would last only 14 to 15 weeks if they lose their job, down from around 18 weeks at the beginning of 2021. That's not too bad. It could be a lot worse. I mean, remember, we get so many negative news articles about Australians. That means they've got, 4 months of savings, which is good. You go to the Dave Ramsey school of thought. You want to have an emergency fund of 6 months. So a lot of them are on the way to establishing that. That's the average. You have many more above and many more below. I think the media tends to focus on like the bottom 5% of sob stories for attention. So a few interesting takeaways from this article, guys. Let's have a bit of a chat about this one and a reflection on it. So the thing here that surprises me the most, once again, 43%. 43% have nominated groceries as their cause of financial stress. Gotta fix my collar here at the end of the video. Perfect. How can you? There's only so much you can cut in your food. My concern is that people will be driven to buy unhealthier food. They'll go, rather than buying the fresh meat, fresh produce, they'll buy the middle shelves, all the highly manufactured seed oil rubbish. That's what I'm worried about. It's probably going to happen. I mean, you could do fasting as a way to save a bit of money here and there. It's probably good from a Stoic perspective to realize that you don't need to be afraid of going hungry for a few days, that you can manage that fear, because the media plays it up as a tool of fear in our culture. We're so used to having food at a whim that even skipping one meal is difficult for people. But I can't see that as a solution that many people are willing to accept these days. And it's not really a solution, it's just a temporary thing. It's something you should probably do for health anyway, but 43%, you just got to cut your costs somewhere else. Get rid of all the luxuries. Make more money. And do more cooking at home, cooking in bulk, buying meat in bulk, cooking good old veggie soups again. Buy the cheap ones, boil up the water, eat that. There's ways to save money. People will learn. What do you reckon, guys? Are you financially stressed because of your grocery bill? For us, it's our biggest expense. But we've got 6 kids, so we eat a lot of food. But Rachel's had to become quite adept at cooking big meals. Like I remember as a kid seeing the cartons of eggs, like with 30 cartons of eggs, and I thought, who would ever have to buy that many? Yeah, that's us now. Well, guys, there we go. Another sad story. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one. Check out my other channels, HeiseBim or Heise Does. And if you're a fan and want to support us, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call me if you need an architect. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.